Hey boyos, daily check-in with John V. August 30th, 2024. Um, Not too much to talk about today, right? Obviously, there's not much going on in my life, same as usual. I actually placed a couple more orders for products online, and I have, I believe, 6 Temu orders coming. 6. And also an order from Alibaba. I still have the order from Piping Rock coming for the supplements and vitamins and green powders and all that stuff, and a smokes order. So I've been pretty busy ordering stuff on the internet, right? Now, the Temu stuff, there's a lot of items. It's like 40 items that I ordered or more, and it's going to be cool. Um, but like the company kept offering me free gifts with an order of $55 or more, and some of the orders they even went as far as give me big, cuts on some of the products down to like, you know, if you pay for your cart, we'll give you this item for 1 penny, and another one is like 70% off. So it's like 6 T-shirts for $8. And I'm like, wow, I can't even get that in the store. What I get in the store is trash for more money than that, right? So I'm gonna be set for T-shirts. I have like 20 well, not 20, but like 15 T-shirts coming from Temu, and I made the mistake when I first started using Temu that I bought all the stuff I wanted right away. I bought all the stuff I wanted, and what I should have done was held out till they started offering me deals. But I didn't know, I wasn't familiar with how the site worked. And obviously, if you don't use the site for a while, they start trying to entice you with good deals on products right in your email and by text message. Um, so that's what I should have held out for, because now I have pretty much everything I want from the site. Like I bought a bunch of stuff for Magic the Gathering. Like a couple big deck boxes. One they gave me for free. They're valued at like $25, $30 a piece. And one they gave me for free, and one was like $7. And then I think two normal deck, or they weren't deck boxes, they were storage boxes, and then two deck boxes. I think two. One was $6, and another one was like $1.50. And I just threw a whole bunch of jewelry in the cart with it, 7 pieces of jewelry and stuff like that. That were like $1 each, just to do the order, or else they would have charged me shipping. And then I have from the order from Alibaba, I have coming. It's a welcome deal, and it's just a deck box. The one it's like leather with velvety lined inside, and that was $1.50. Those are regular price like $12. So I was like, fuck it, I'll use Alibaba this once. Bought the deck box, no shipping, no tax, nothing. $1.50 coming from somewhere like Hong Kong, and I was just like, if they offer me another deal in the future, sure. So, and then I have like 500 uh, card protectors coming, sleeves for shuffling, right? Just black, and they offered me a good deal on those, $11 for 500, and I was like, well, I can't pass that up, right? $11 for 500 was like half price. Um, what else do we got? It was a bunch of magic stuff though for sure. And what I did with Temu, I loaded my card up with a whole bunch of magic stuff, just deck storage boxes, or not card storage boxes, like 6 of them, hoping that they'd email me with a discount on one of them if I, buy another order. So if they do, I'll definitely go for it. But if they don't, I'm just gonna let the cart sit there, right? Um, but if you leave your account inactive for like 3 months, they'll start messaging you with new customer offers again, which is 2 free gifts. And you make your cart, let it sit there, and then they start offering you discounts on some of the stuff in your cart, right? So my advice, if you use Temu, make your initial purchase with the new customer offers. Let your cart sit until they keep offering you deals, and then when you have enough to make the order, and then don't use the site again until they start offering you really good deals. Even if you have to wait 3 months till they count you as a new customer again. But yeah, I'll be pretty busy making some videos for the openings for all the orders I made on the internet. that'll be pretty fun, right? And that'll give you guys something to watch. The few of you that actually take interest in my videos, right? Because the majority of you, you don't give a fuck. You don't want to listen to me or see my ugly face. Although I'm not too ugly now, like I'm just unattractive, right? But I tried on my weightlifting belt the other day because I was gonna do overhead press, and the weightlifting belt's loose. It's not tight anymore. It's supposed to be tight, right? And I could literally go down 2 or 3 notches on that, and I'd have to take a screwdriver to it to readjust the clamp, and I'd go down 2 or 3 notches, and that sounds about right. Losing like 20 pounds, 2 to 3 notches, and it is extra large, and it is on the smallest setting for extra large, so I could literally go back to my large size belt and not even be using the biggest size on it. So I'm estimating roughly that when I'm finished my weight loss and down to 175, I'll need a medium sized belt, which is awesome. You know, I want to be a true medium size, and that's what I will be. I don't want to be big. If you're wearing a size large, you're big. Obviously, I'm going to be wearing size large pants, but I'm not going to fill them out very well. But my leg length will be appropriate for large size pants. But for like size of my legs, a medium size would do fine. But you know, I know a lot of you boyos, you're obsessed with getting big. The thing is, people don't want to be big because usually big means fat, right? And unless you're some steroid freak, you're not going to be big and muscular, most likely, unless you have really good genetics and been training for like 10 years. So get the idea out of your head of getting big, because people don't want to be big, because you'll just be fucking fat. And if you're a natty and you have average genetics and you weight train and you're lean, you're going to look skinny in clothes, meaning you're going to look underweight. But you're not underweight. It's just most people are really fat. So people are used to seeing people that are other people overweight. So when they see somebody that's in legitimate good shape, they think they're too skinny. And that's not the case. It's not the case. Standards are just so out of whack nowadays. Like, obviously, if you're wearing a size medium and it fits really well, that's the size you should be. That's the size you should be. And if you're fitting in a size medium, most people are going to say you're too skinny, and that's bullshit. Absolute bullshit. It's just most people nowadays, they overeat. They're gluttons. They're all going to hell when they die for being a glutton, right? I have my own sins. One is smoking cigarettes, but I'll probably never quit smoking. Like the doctor told me, I should quit by 50. Realistic age to quit by is age 50. And as long as my health doesn't start to deteriorate by the time I hit 50, I'm not going to quit. If my health starts taking a turn for the worst as I age, I will attempt to quit, but otherwise I'm not going to, right? It is affecting my lungs some, but I've always had problems with my lungs, but it is what it is for now. I was going to do a bicep and forearm session tonight, even after doing that kind of stuff yesterday for a workout. But I was like, no, I don't want to bite off more than I can chew and make myself sick of working out, right? So I'm just going to stick with my push sessions and my pull sessions and not do any specialized sessions of just biceps or something like that, because I'll just make myself absolutely sick of training, and I don't want to do that. I do not want to do that. So we'll just carry on the course. I'm pleased with how much I can lift, right? I'm pleased with my pressing numbers and pulling numbers and curl numbers. Now, yeah, I'm pretty pleased with curl numbers. 95 for 8. Most likely could have banged out 10. Um, if I was fresh, not doing back, I could probably bang out 12. So that's a pretty decent amount. That's a pretty decent number. Um, yeah, my teeth are kind of yellow. But as part of the looks maxing, I am going to start, whitening my teeth with my teeth whitening powder, but not too worried about it now. But when I do start committing to doing that lifestyle, I'm gonna do it regularly, at least several times a week. Brush with teeth whitening powder, because obviously oral hygiene is important for looks maxing too, right? As long as I keep my mouth closed and don't breathe on anybody, nobody will know the difference, but I'll know. And obviously, if you smile, laugh, talk, people are going to see your teeth. I've never had people comment on my teeth and tell me my teeth are disgusting, but I know they're not great. They're not bad for not taking care of them, but they're not great. They're not bad. I've known people who had horrible fucking teeth that were literally black and brown, stained black and brown from drinking coffee with milk and sugar. Like, I've known some real fucking numbskull people, people that were always thin and they thought they could eat whatever they wanted and eat like a fucking bag of sausages every day and a bag of chips and 6 cans of pop and fucking chocolate bars every day and not get fat. And I'm just like, well, you'll see. You overeat, you will get fat. And they got fat because they were no longer active. They no longer have an active job. But, you know, the people I've known, most of them are just numbskulls, pretty much brain dead people that you can't teach them anything. They're too set in their ways and they're resistant to learning. They're very ignorant. Um, I just have a low tolerance for most other people now, right? Um, Even family members are just starting to get to me, right? Because I see them way too much. And I don't really have any friends anymore. The one friend I do have, he's just like all the other friends I had. He sees where I do wrong, but he doesn't see where he does wrong. And he'll basically tell me off for acting like a moron and talking about idiotic stuff. And it's like, you do the same thing. Why are you getting after me? Like, I can see him in public and he'll just go on and on and on and on and on and on and on about how fat I am, and it's like, okay, idiot, I know I'm fat. You don't have to keep saying it. It's not going to change it in the next moment, you know. And he'll give me shit because I'll joke around with him on Facebook. I'll send him a message just harassing him, just out of fun, and he'll tell me off. But yet when I see him in public, he'll just go on about the most annoying shit about how fat I am, and he'll do it over and over and over again. It's like, I know I'm fat. You don't have to keep saying it. I mean, you're ugly, but I don't keep telling you how ugly you are, right? Right? It would be a pain in the ass if I did, wouldn't it? But those are the kind of people I've made friends with over the years. And at my age, for some reason, they just suddenly in recent years they've decided they don't want anything to do with me and they can't tolerate me, and I'm the immature, childish, annoying one and they're not. But yet they do the fucking same things as me. They fail to see where they do anything wrong, and they point out my faults about how annoying and childish and immature I am. Well, you know, I'm starting to think, most people should be living on their own and have very little to do with other people. And I can see now why most relationships fail between a man and a woman, right? Because, initially when you're infatuated with the person, you have like a crush on them, you're not going to see their faults because, like, infatuation is blind, right? But when the infatuation is gone, then you see the person's faults and annoying habits and everything. You just can't stand them anymore. That's why relationships fail, right? Love is not blind. Infatuation is. Love is not fucking blind. And love, you don't just fall in love with a new person every day. That doesn't make sense, right? But yeah, you know, I can't wait to get my own place, and then I'll have very limited ties with most people. I won't see my family or acquaintances anymore. It would likely be twice a year I would come visit. You know, I would call like once a month or so to my family members, see how they're doing, let them know how I'm doing. But once I get my own place, it's going to be a blessing. Like, life is going to change for the better. And then I can work on getting a casual job where I'm just working like a shift a week or 2 5-hour shifts, like 8 to 10 hours a week. That's it, just to supplement my disability income, right? And if I can do that and rent out the room in the apartment that I'll have real cheap, I'll be set for money, right? I can make do with what I have now, paying a fixed rental amount when I get my own apartment, but I will struggle to get by. Like, I won't have really much extra money to buy stuff that I want, right? Because GST, that's been taken care of because of the finasteride, right? The hair loss treatment. And that's not optional because, you're not going to miss your hair until you're losing it. You start losing your hair, then you miss it, right? And some people are so ignorant and they're like, oh, why do you get hair loss treatment? It's like, because I'm going bald, dummy, you know, right? Obviously, you don't know those feels because you're not going bald. It's like, why are you trying to lose weight then, huh? It's the skinny people always say they don't care if they get fat, and then when they do get fat, suddenly they care about it and go on a diet. Right. See, everybody cares about their appearance. It's just, some people, when it comes to things like being fat, they want to enjoy an 18-inch extra large pepperoni pizza every other day, um, but also enjoy the benefits of being in shape. And obviously, what's going to win? Their addiction, their eating disorder that they have with food. That's what's going to win, and that's why most people are so fucking humongously fat. And if you give a diet a chance for a couple weeks, you'll see that it becomes easier because your stomach shrinks. And all this garbage food, it's addicting because if you're not eating this garbage food all the time, like pizza and pop and chips and chocolate bars and ice cream and candy, right, you don't crave it. You stop craving all that garbage because it's addicting. It's a food addiction. It's an eating disorder. And, if you give yourself a chance, but the thing is, people will attempt to diet and they do it half assed, right? And they just loosely track what they're eating. They're not really meticulous and exact about it. They're just loosely tracking, right? They're like bulimic because what they'll do, they'll fast all day, and then they feel because they fasted all day, it entitles them to eat an entire 18-inch pizza for supper. And it's like, no, that's why you're a fat ass, because you eat too much. It's like, I don't eat my first meal until supper time either, 7 o'clock. Before that, I have vegetable juice with superfood powder, right? And these people that fast all day and then eat a whole fucking pizza for supper, they did have calories during the day. They probably drank a whole liter of pop, right? They probably snacked on a little bit of food here and there, or what to them is a little bit of food. But it was an actuality, it was like 600 calories plus the pop. So they're looking at like 1,100 calories before they even get to the pizza in the evening. And those people drive me crazy, but I try to avoid really fat people because they're the worst trolls. They're the biggest liars that exist, right? Because they're not real with themselves. And generally, I try to avoid other lifters, other people who do strength training, because in real life, pretty much every lifter I have known was a troll. They would always make up stories about how much they could lift, and when you call them out on it, they can't they can't put their money where their mouth is. They were just talking shit and making stories up. So I have a very low tolerance for most people because one some things I don't like. I don't like it when people exaggerate. I don't like it when people exaggerate. They'll take like a really uninteresting story and they'll exaggerate it to make it seem more interesting, and it's like, Why didn't you just say this and be done in like 5 seconds your story, instead of going on for the next 10 minutes about in great detail about all these different things? And it's like nobody cares about it, and just outright liars. I can't stand outright liars. Like, you can literally catch somebody doing something and they will literally still lie and say they didn't do it, but yet you just seen them do it and caught them doing it. And I've known so many people like that, and I can't handle people like that. Trolls. They're fucking trolls. I'm a pretty honest person. I'm a pretty easygoing person. Um, I think I'm more level headed than most people, right? I'm more real than most people. Most people are just, they're intolerable. And I don't know if it's because I've spent too much time around most of the people in my life, but that'll change next summer. I'll be setting out with the goal of having my own place and whatnot. But I think we'll cut the video off there, boyos. It's been 20 minutes. Somebody just drove in the driveway. It's probably not for me, but I'm just interested now to see who it is. But I'll catch you boyos later, and I'll see you on the misc.